And last thing is, I believe we need to open it for some questions. That if anybody has any questions, I would welcome the questions. Thank you.
Coach, thank you for being here. My stepson Trevor attended your summer camp, soccer camp out of U of L for several years, and he always really enjoyed it. And you're really a hands-on person there. I know your wife was there most times I was out there, and I hope that's a program that you're going to continue, because you're really inspiring and teaching a lot of youth here in this city.
Thank you. It is something that we will continue. In fact, we will do it at a higher level. Our hope, and we understand this, we're invested in the community. The school that we are and the program we are, we have a responsibility for the development of the youth. It's one of the reasons why we started a website called QandLolla.com. Is to promote those principles of success that the game teaches. There is no better microcosm of life, at least in my mind, than team sports to develop those principles of success. So we will continue to do it through the camps and help the youth that way as well.
His St. X Tiger freshman team are 11-0, undefeated. He always talks about you, so you're one of his heroes.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm curious about scholarships. I understand you do give scholarships for playing soccer.
That's true.
How does that compare with a football, basketball, money? What are you giving them scholarship-wise? How many do you do versus, say, football, et cetera, et cetera? Give me a little education about scholarships for soccer players.
That's a great question. There are certain sports that they call head count sports, things like basketball and football, where the kids that get scholarships or receive scholarships get full scholarships, and they count simply the number of opportunities they have. I'm going to throw out a number. I think in football it's somewhere around 85 or so scholarships that they have. And if a kid comes in on a scholarship, it is a full scholarship. They will have some kids that are walk-ons. For basketball, it's probably like 12 or 13 or 14. For soccer, it's a little bit different. It's not a head count sport. We have 9.9 scholarships that we need to share for, on our team, 26, 27, 28 kids. So what we do is we split up that. It is the maximum for NCAA. The University of Louisville, Tom Jurgens made sure we had all the resources. So we have the most that you can have at 9.9. But we can't use it like basketball or football where everybody comes in on a full. We have to use that money the best we can to get the best kids. Hopefully that helps.
Yes. I wonder if you would share with us, I know we haven't had the soccer team as long as we've had the football and the basketball teams. And I am not aware of whether you play both fall schedule and a spring schedule, and I also want to know when they practice. Like, do they practice both spring and fall? And how about after school? How many, when they're really training and are playing, how many days a week do they play and for how long?
That's a great question. We train every day that we don't have a game. The NCAA mandates that we have 1 day off a week. So basically, we're active for 6 days a week. We usually play 2 games a week, and we're training those other days. Our traditional season is in the fall. In fact, we have a big game on Saturday at 7 o'clock against UConn. They're coming in as either 1 or 2 in the country right now. A huge game for us. So if you're going to the football game, just come on down the street afterwards and join us. We do train in the spring. It's just not a traditional season.
I've seen your roster. You've got players, I think, a couple from Hawaii, California, New York. How do you get a kid from Hawaii or California to come to Louisville?
And somebody's got to go to Hawaii to get it. The University of Louisville is a national brand, and because of that, we attract kids from all over the country. And as our program continues to grow, because of what we've done and because of who the school is, it makes it very easy to attract kids. And it also helps because of our network of coaches that we have across the country. even in Hawaii, to identify those kids.
That anticipated my question, which is now that with the level of success we're enjoying, what is your vision, not just in terms of facilities and records, but what kind of player and ability level are you recruiting for?
We're definitely talking to a different level of player, at least from a starting point than we were 5 or 6 years ago. Again, before we were selling a dream and trying to get kids here based on our dream, and now, you know, what we're doing is very close to the reality we set, and we're talking to a lot higher level of kids. It's very competitive. There's a lot of good schools out there, but for our program in the future, we simply expect to continue to compete at the highest level.
Those of us who aren't expert in soccer, could you give us sort of an ABC of, you know, how to watch, enjoy, and appreciate soccer? I mean, what should I be watching for when I'm watching a soccer match that's going to tell me, yeah, this is a good game versus this is a game?
And much of that is in the eye of the beholder, because you can watch a football game where you enjoy football because of how they move the ball and how much passing is going on, and somebody else could watch it and they said, man, it was a great game. Did you see him grinding out with all the running? You know, it depends on the person that's watching it and what they appreciate in the game. For me, and what we appreciate is the ball movement. When you watch us play at the University of Louisville, of how much we have the ball, our ability to keep the ball and possess it, and how we move it is tremendous. From a defensive standpoint, it's kind of watching Rick Pitino's teams play, of how much pressure we create to get the ball back as soon as possible. And those things make it exciting and makes it a fun game to watch. If you come out to watch us, it ends up being a very exciting game because of the tempo of it. And again, how good we are at moving the ball.
In 1962, my wife was secretary for the National Soccer Association. It was hardly a full-time job. She worked 2 hours a week. It was over all the high schools and prep schools in America. During 1963, for the first time in the 6 New England states, there were more soccer teams than football. Can you give us something about the growth of soccer in this country? Because obviously it was very, very small and boomeranged after that.
It is the highest youth participation sport in the country, youth soccer. There's more kids playing youth soccer than any other sport. What has helped the growth of it is the MLS, the professional level, that our kids are getting to see and appreciate professional sports, and it's just, the kids are now aspiring to be at that level and want to play at that level. The league, the MLS league, much like the NBA or NFL, you know, they help the growth of sports because they create role models and aspirations for kids. And for us, the MLS has been a big part of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I only have one question that has to do with academics. What's your graduation rate?
The graduation rate is a percentage that's used over a number of different ways, and for us, what I can tell you is our kids academically continue to do a great job. Our GPA hovers around 3.0. Our kids are eligible. The graduation rate, if kids end up leaving our school and going somewhere else, that graduation rate hurts us. So they may still graduate and go somewhere else. So I couldn't tell you exactly what the percentage is. But again, our students continue to do very well in school.
Good. Sounds interesting. Usually soccer players do other teams. So much is for athleticism, but I'd like to see the other side of it. You're developing young men and women. So, on our behalf, we've made a donation, speaking of scholarships, to the Rotary Scholarship in your honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. We enjoyed it. And thank you all for your service. And God bless. The meeting is adjourned.